Well, all through our 90 minutes of news tonight, we've been exploring the startling drowning trends in the African American community. Black children drown at a rate nearly 3 times that of white children.
There are a number of things that contribute to this alarming trend. And 10 on your side's Lauren Compton has the story in her special report, Treading Water. Lauren?
Tom, Nicole, this is a tough topic for some people to even talk about. This issue is rooted back in the days of racial segregation. African Americans had to go to faulty, unsafe, or segregated pools, or they had nowhere to go at all. Research says that is no longer a barrier in 2013. So the question is, what is holding people of color back from learning to swim? That is what this special report is about.
It's relaxing. I use it for mind therapy, and I've also used it for physical therapy.
52-year-old Betty Potts didn't always feel this way about swimming. In fact, she's only been comfortable in the pool for 2 years. Most of her life, she spent her time avoiding the water altogether.
Parents taught their kids, stay away from the water and stay away from the river. And it was almost like saying, don't touch that, it's hot, you're going to get burnt.
A study by USA Swimming found that fear is one of the strongest barriers keeping black kids from learning, and it is passed on from generation to generation. USA Swimming found if a parent doesn't swim, there is only a 13% chance their child will learn. Even more concerning, their study found that 70% of African American children have low swimming ability or cannot swim at all. 20 people drowned in Hampton Roads last year. 10 were African Americans. Seeing the reports of these drownings compounds the fear for a lot of children.
As a child, heard of stories of friends of mine. Every summer I'm hearing about a drowning. And that would definitely keep me away from the water for a while.
Potts made sure her daughters, Faith and Hope Barnes, learned.
My dad kind of just threw us in, and we've always been taught to just not be afraid of the water and just, go for it.
But you'll notice, even as we're sitting here talking about swimming, neither girl has wet hair, which leads us to the second barrier, physical appearance. As trivial as that might sound, hair is a big factor. Researchers found that concern over appearance is one of the toughest barriers to crack in African American women.
When you choose to wear a hair weave or relaxer, sometimes the chemicals don't mix with the chemicals that are in the pool.
This is my hair while wet after a day at the pool. Once it's dry, it's poofy and thick. It took almost 2 hours under the dryer and $35 to make it look like this, the way you would see me on television. There is also the issue of access. Jody Jensen is the aquatics director at Hampton University. Jensen says lack of access to a pool contributes to the high number of drownings in open water. She says without a safe place to swim, kids will go where they can swim, like the beach, often putting themselves in danger.
The drowning rate for African Americans is 3 times higher in open water areas versus in swimming pools. Well, just like Ocean View, Virginia Beach, Huntington Park Beach.
HU had its own drowning tragedy earlier this year when 17-year-old David Assan drowned at a pool party. This fall, Jensen plans to study what barriers keep African American college students from learning to swim.
I think it's rooted in the cultural issues, it not being socially accepted, breaking away from that. Drowning is colorblind, so yes, we certainly, from a black perspective, but just all the way around, we want everybody to reap the rewards of swimming.
The tide is turning on some of these obstacles. Jensen says every year she sees more African American students joining swim teams. Cities like Norfolk are doing its part to make swimming accessible to everyone with free or low-cost swimming programs during the summer and school year.
We transport second grade students from their school for a 5-day swimming lesson at one of our city pools. It's completely free. The transportation is provided by Norfolk Public Schools.
Back to the Huntersville Rec Pool. Betty Potts and her kids enjoy their time in the water. Her kids have never not known how to swim. Proof that old fears can fade and statistics can change. Now, if you or someone you know does not know how to swim or doesn't have a strong swimming ability, there are a lot of resources out there. The best place to start is your local Y, your Boys and Girls Clubs, or rec centers. And if someone in your family doesn't have this life-saving skill, please let this story serve as a means for opening the grounds of communication. Lauren Compton, 10 on your side.